Hi there, this is Robin Hart of the Home Loans with Hart team, where we spend our days working to help you and your clients build wealth through the financing of real estate. Now, this is our weekly video where we share with you some insights on what's happening in housing and real estate. So let's dive in. We always like to start with the rates. Okay, those pesky rates, they are still walking back their tough talk. The new 7-day average of the 30-year fixed is coming in at 6.37%. Now that's with over 200 lenders across the US. And congratulations to the 15-year fixed conventional, the FHA, and VA loans, which are all now solidly back in the fives. Welcome back. All right. And with those rates trickling down, as we predicted, the market does start to warm slightly. Now, you might not experience it immediately, but as it slows and as things start to warm up, you should start seeing more activity. July alone saw sales of starter homes up in the double digits. Now, that's right. July saw a 10.2% year-over-year increase in pending sales. Now that's for starter homes. The median price for a starter home climbed to a national average of $250,000. Additionally, new home sales rise to their highest levels since May of 2023. Now that's all new home sales, not just starter homes. And not to be outdone, home prices reached new record high in June. Seriously, y'all, I know everybody's waiting on the market to crash, but unfortunately, as rates cool, unless we see some help in inventory, we will still have a housing shortage and those prices will continue to rise. Now, I know this may seem strange as you hear many people say the number of homes on the market has quintupled. Well, that's right, it has. And guess what? We needed it to. That's because we were down to less than 1 month supply in market, and a normal market has a 6-month supply of homes on the market. Now, currently, we only have 4 months supply available. And with cooling of inflation, you will never see 99-cent gasoline, as many people fondly recall. But we should reassess and adjust what to expect on housing and cost. Now, and what we're looking at now is the cost of the American dream. Now, what is that? That's a family of 4 with cars, with house, with insurance and food and all the bells and whistles that it costs to live. Now, according to Business Insider, the cost of the American dream is now over $150,000 annually for a family of 4. Now, that is up 36% from a decade ago. Now, that's a huge increase. But this was caused by rising cost of essentials like housing, healthcare, food prices, and labor costs. The good news is that inflation only went up by 36%. Now, that sounds crazy, I know. But the great news is that income growth tracked in at 46%. So you may feel a pinch from the prices, but there are some wins with incomes rising. So it's going to take a bit to readjust, but yeah, we will, and we're long-term going to be better off for it. And if you'd like to know how your state compares with other states, take a look at this. In Hawaii, the cost of the American dream is now up to over $260,000 a year. The top most expensive 5 states were Hawaii, California, Massachusetts, Washington, and New Jersey. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. Texas came in around 31, with the cost of the American dream coming in slightly under median at $147,535 for a family of 4. That's almost the median of the country. Florida came in slightly over the median cost at an average of $159,932. That is a mouthful. Okay, and if you look at the most cost affordable states, they were all southern states. You're talking Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma. Okay. And if you're thinking about retirement, you are not alone. Many homeowners are wondering how to get to the mythic $2 million status by retirement age. Well, apparently that's just a myth for most people. Only about 3% of Americans reach that point. Most fall well underneath that. The average 65-year-old only has about $232,000 for retirement. Those who do actually make that $2 million milestone have the 3 things in common. They start early, they are consistent with their savings and with their investments, and they choose smart investing rather than a gambling style investing. And if you thought we need a little remodeling done, well, FHA is here to save the day. FHA has updated the expanded their 203K loan program to include more benefits for homeowners, like higher rehab cost limits, extended financing options, longer rehab periods. These changes are aimed at ensuring a better product that better serves the communities and the homeowners who need help renovating and beautifying their homes the most. And borrowers aren't the only ones who get bit by scams. Apparently, mortgage lenders do as well. Apparently, California regulators are screaming and sending out warnings to mortgage brokers of fake warehousing line schemes. Now, you may not understand what this is, but basically, brokers want to become their own bankers, close on their line, and then sell off to the investor. So they create these lines, they'll close on the mortgage loans, and then sell it back to the investor. Their lines get replenished and they go close another loan. Now, these entities, fake as they are, pose as lending institutions, but they're not licensed, and they are completely unlicensed businesses posing as lenders, and they offer ridiculously high commissions for these brokers and large warehouse credit lines. Now, the brokers get excited about this, but they're basically told they need to wire out 1% of the credit limits they're seeking. Now, the brokers are scammed by wiring 1% of the credit amount, but the money soon disappears. So always watch out, because fraud is real, y'all. Okay, now let's get to some fun stuff. Kevin Spacey, this isn't fun. This is kind of sad. Man, he's had a few rough years and is apparently getting worse. Spacey bought a condo in 2017 when the rumor mill started churning, and then it turned into cancellation bill for this disgraced actor. His condo, which he bought for $5.65 million, was recently foreclosed on and auctioned off in July of this year for only $3.24 million, over a $2 million loss. The only problem, apparently, Kevin thought it was auctioned off with Kevin. But actually, I'm kidding. Apparently, he's refusing to leave. His attorney denies this, but apparently the news outlet Morningstar is reporting it as faux real. So let's hope Kevin Spacey gets it together soon. And this is something we will keep an eye out for. It's definitely alarming and sending off a little bit of alarm bells to me. Apparently, Dallas ranks near the top with Houston, Austin, Houston, Austin, and San Francisco, excuse me. But it's for the highest office vacancies. Yikes. So here's what happened. Office spaces such as high rises, skyline towers, big office spaces, and even retail spaces. Basically, companies loved getting these retail spaces for less expensive cost. However, COVID happened and then everybody went home. Since COVID, they've never revived, not even to 40%. So a lot of these office spaces in downtown and in local downtown, whether you're talking about a 5-story, 10-story, or 40 or 50-story office building, many of them are vacant. And they require a occupancy ratio, meaning the number of occupants that are in there to be able to pay the bills. So here's what I predict. Basically, in these items are financed basically off a balloon note. So they'll have a 10-year or 20-year or 30-year balloon note. Then it comes due and they basically typically refinance the remaining balance. Problem, there's a ton of them coming due both in 2024 and 2025. So let's take a moment to kind of think about things, because one, I predict that they will revitalize and reuse these entities because they're gorgeous buildings. But they're going to have to find a new meaning for their existence, probably like finding new condos or possibly an entertainment center or even data centers. Who knows? But let's take a moment to be just absolutely amazed and wondered at how much has changed just over the last decade. Now, what many people don't even realize is that the financial bets on office buildings in the US were some of the safest known in the commercial world. Banks clamored to be a part of these projects. And yet today they're almost considered toxic assets. So when the loans come due in 2024 and 2025 and the vacancy ratios are too high to be able to pay off the bills, they become what's called toxic assets. And it becomes an alarming thing when multiple of these buildings happen, because it's not just one home. at a $300,000 or $400,000 loan, we're talking about a $100 million loan. So big news and big problems coming up. Okay. And finally, this is huge and wonderful. Good stuff. Big news in the chocolate world. Researchers in Zurich have found a way to potentially transform the chocolate manufacturing by using the husk and flesh of the cocoa bean pod to create a sugary syrup. It would allow for chocolatiers to remove sugar from the process, hopefully eliminating huge costs, and reduce the immense amount of biological waste required to produce chocolate, meaning better for you and better for the environment, which is kind of cool. Actually, I went to South America a couple of years ago with my mom, and guess what? It was kind of cool. We went to a chocolatier place, and they showed you how to make chocolate. We actually had to help roast the cocoa bean. Once we were done with roasting it, then we had to smash it apart and pull out the beans, and then we had to grind down the beans, and then we made this Mayan cocoa, which mine needed more sugar because, yeah, anyway, it was kind of fun. But just imagine the possibilities. Chocolate, no sugar, better for you, better for the environment. Imagine the possibilities. I would love it. Okay. And at the end, well, hold on, getting out of order. Our meme of the week: one does not simply buy a car before closing. Yes, yes. Unfortunately, sometimes they do. Not recommended, though, by the way. Make sure that you're going with your clients or sharing with your friends and family. Don't buy items, expensive items, or even open up new credit lines. Don't even buy curtains until you actually close. Okay, at the end of every video, we do try and address when is the best time to buy. Best time to buy is when things go on sale, which guess what? Homes are on sale right now. Best time to buy anything is when there's fear in the streets and your competitors are sitting on the sidelines waiting for the rates to drop back down to 3%. And hint, they're not likely to drop anywhere close to that. Okay. If you like this video, follow us on our social media outlets. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and the artist formerly known as Twitter. Thanks for watching and hanging out all the way to the end of this video. I am Robin Hart of the Home Loans with Hart team, where we are here to help you build wealth through the financing of real estate. We will catch up with you next week. Have a great week, y'all.